Like, who the hell can juggle? Can anybody juggle in here? You can?
I can probably juggle.
Jordan's hanging in for Hightower because he got another movie.
Aww.
Welcome to dinner party tonight. We thought we would just give you a couple of awesome additions to your late summer menus. These are things you can throw in to a menu. You can mix and match, but these are just two great dishes that I've been cooking a lot this summer that I think you will enjoy making for your friends and family. One of them is called Chicken Mix-Up. I mean, that's not really its name. And the other one is Succotash, which I want to show you because Succotash is inimitably changeable. It only has to have corn in it to be Succotash. Chicken Mix-Up, what is it? Well, honestly, what it is this sort of mixed chicken roast. That's my dog eating crackers. On a bed of fresh herbs and onion. It couldn't be simpler or more divine. You need about a whole chicken cut up. You don't really use the wings. And I get 4 to 8 thighs and drumsticks mixed because they make it extra good. Onions, a lot of fresh herbs, lemons, and some sausages if you want to throw them in. I cook them separately and then add them later, but that's a good addition to this dish. Take your Conrad, or whatever pan you're using. It shouldn't be too deep. It shouldn't have high sides. This is ideal. I see you, Conrad. So the first thing you're gonna do is prepare Conrad in advance, all right? So you're just gonna put a little olive oil, make a sort of a bed of olive oil, and you're gonna take some thick, sort of clumsily cut onions and drop them in the pan. Shallots, you want large pieces, said the actress to the bishop. So I'm just cutting up another one, roughly, okay? You don't have to be fancy with this because it's gonna disintegrate in the bottom of your pan during the cooking. There's something wonderful about shallots. They just taste better than onions. Kind of mix it around in the olive oil a little bit. Comme ça. Then you're gonna salt and pepper this. So you're sort of preparing the bed for your chicken's last sleep. Goodbye, little chicken. Do you guys like Trevor Noah? Do you like Trevor Noah? Do you watch Trevor Noah? He has some really great moments, that guy. I think he's a funny guy. He's also sort of cute in a weird way. Like I don't find him attractive physically, but I do. Like he's like a really cute child or something. Do other people feel that way about Trevor Noah? I wonder. You're gonna take some lemons, 2 lemons, because we have a lot of chicken. And you're just gonna go like this with the lemons. And these will disintegrate also and perfume the chicken, sort of like the roast chicken. This is kind of Jamie Oliver's roast of incredible game birds, sort of that dish. I would like to discuss my extremely chefy cutting boards. I got them in red, green, and white. It's chefy because you're supposed to color code when you cut on them. Red is for meat, green is for vegetables, blah, blah, blah. It's totally unnecessary, but I think it's really cute. I am going to remove the skin. Now, French people all over the world are collapsing in a fit of hysteria right now. Most Americans don't want to eat the skin. What I usually do is leave the skin on a couple of pieces. Okay, so what you're gonna need is a dry cloth. Just want to point out my 8th size sheet trays with the J-cloth liner, Monica Galletti, and Greg Wallace, and of course Mark is wearing, but is he watching my show? Well, are any of them is the question. Here we go. The thing you're gonna do is take a dry cloth. You can take a paper towel because your hands are gonna become slippery with chicken. I'm going to put one of these down on my cutting board also. It's grisly, I'm not gonna lie to you, but you know, this is a creature who died for your nutrition. Remember that. So if you can't pull the skin off chicken, you shouldn't be eating it. In fact, everybody who eats meat at one point in their life should see an animal being killed, frankly. So what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing the skin with the dry cloth and pulling down, and it comes off like a glove. I leave it on a few pieces because, you know, it's nice. It looks nice. I've made this probably 5 times this summer, and it couldn't be easier. In fact, the nights that I'm making this are almost like a night off because it's so easy. So I'm just washing my hands in between setting the herbs on the tray. I'm going to take some rosemary. Holy cow, hold on. I'm going to cut the sort of tenderest parts and use that. Hopefully the boy isn't here right now, or the girl. You're like, hey, how's it going? So you're going to sort of scatter this around in your pan, and you're going to do the same thing with the thyme, which is much easier to cut. And I just rinsed these and thoroughly dried them. You're making a bed, and the bed is going to perfume the chicken. Then I have some chives. I'm going to cut off the reedy tops and the pale bottoms. The next thing we're going to do is season the chicken heartily, okay? Pot of salt. Put a little layer on top like that of your herbs. And then you're going to go bananas. This is like almost like a dry brine, okay? People go, oh, you put so much salt. First of all, I don't. And secondly, it helps with the chicken, tenderizing the chicken, sort of. You can do the bottoms if you want. We don't really need to, but we'll just do the big ones. How about that? I forgot to put olive oil on the chicken, but I'm going to do it now. It doesn't really matter. Just do it pretty extensively, okay? I put the salt on already, which is kind of stupid, but not all of the salt's going to come off. You want to kind of rub in a shiny layer. Now I'm going to pepper. A lot of pepper, and it's going everywhere. This is an example of something I would do differently if I didn't have help cleaning up, which today is provided by Zach. So this goes in an oven, a 400, 380 oven. Really, it should be super hot, and then you reduce it. So you can put it at oven very hot, and then turn it down when you put the chicken in. And this is like a jigsaw puzzle. They can be touching, whereas in a lot of other chicken dishes, you shouldn't crowd. But this one, you can crowd slightly. I'm salting again, can you believe it? I used almost the entire thing. I'm gonna pepper again. I mean, this, you can't go wrong with this, I'm telling you. And then I'm gonna hit it with a little olive oil, like this. Boop, 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 boop. Come on, little chickens, you did good. Okay, so this is at 480 convection, it's pretty hot. But I'm gonna put this in, ow, like that. I'm gonna close it, and I'm gonna reduce it to about 380 convection, actually, which is essentially 400 regular, okay? That's it. You just made dinner. No joke, fact, all right? I'm gonna just quickly prepare the sausages, which is so easy that you should make this every time you have people over to watch boxing because they love it. Get good sausages, Faicos, the best. There's many places that make excellent sausages. Do not buy them in the supermarket. Please go to your butcher and tip your butcher. These are sausages. These are from Faicos, the greatest pork store in Manhattan. Eddie Faico really runs. There's one in Brooklyn too. He's fantastic. But anyway, woo! They're tied with string in the old school way. What do you do about that? Well, you cut it like this, okay? Leaves a little opening, take the string away, chuck it. You can also cook them with the string, but the string can char. If you're cooking them outside, I wouldn't do that. All right, so you hold your sausages, put a little olive oil on the bottom of the pan, use a sausage to smear the olive oil around. Put some cut up onions in first. These are just cut up white and Spanish onions. Little olive oil on top of those. A little salt like this. Then you're gonna position your sausages. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on top of this and a little bit of pepper. You can also buy Cuban peppers, which are the long sweet peppers, or green peppers, and you can cut up green peppers and put them in here. Then you have sausage and peppers. This is just a major crowd pleaser. I would usually have twice as many sausages, but We're only making 5 today. Before you put them in the oven and they cook, they should go in about a quarter of the way into the chicken. And the chicken is about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because they cook a little bit faster. But if they're a little burned, it's not the end of the world. You want to cut a little opening in them like this so they don't explode, even though ours won't because we cut the bottoms. But here you go. So you're going to put your sausages into the oven. You know, if you have 2 ovens, fantastic. If you have a big oven, it'll fit. Right now, we're going to put it under this, which is fine. Crazy mix-up. Now we're going to make succotash. Suffering succotash. How does he say it?
Suffering succotash.
So succotash is a Native American dish, actually. I thought it was some bastardization of a French word, but it's not. It's some Native American word. Basically, it was a meal that they made, which was a perfect protein, which was corn, a legume, and any other vegetables that they had lying around or grains lying around. Corn is really the common denominator. But before we make succotash, I just want to remind you to buy your salt in a tub. Don't buy the little boxes. So this Malden salt on Amazon is really inexpensive in the tub. For our succotash, we are going to use grilled corn inside. You can do it on the broiler. Baby gem lettuce, tomatoes from my garden, peas, and you know what all great chefs say? You'll grow your own peas once and then you'll never use them again. You'll just buy them in the bag. They're just as good. And some white beans. These happen to be cannellini beans, but any sort of white bean or black bean looks very well. I wouldn't use pigeon peas or something like that. It might look weird. A pinto, I wouldn't do that. Or brown beans, I would use white or black, okay? So let's make succotash. In order to make the corn extra flavorful, what you're gonna do is essentially grill it so it has brown sections on it, okay? We did this inside and we didn't show it to you because it's very facile. So what you do is you just put a little olive oil on a piece of corn, kind of roll it around in the olive oil. You can also use butter, a little bit of salt. I'm gonna roll it in that, and a little bit of pepper. And then what we did was we just put it in the broiler and looked at it until it was slightly browned. This is kind of what they come out like. But just warning, you have to keep an eye on it because this happens very swiftly. Now you don't need it to be that way all the way around. This just makes a nice contrasting color in your succotash. Okay. This could not be easier, and it is literally one of the most charming things I've been making this summer. The first thing you're going to do is the most irritating part, which is getting the corn off the cob. It's a big drag. Use a sharp knife. This knife may not be the knife. Put it in like this, and then you're just going to cut down like that, okay? Don't be afraid to go sort of deep on the cob. The cob will tell you when to stop. This way, I mean, towards the cob. This is a pain in the butt, and it's also really messy. Shucking the corn, ah, na, 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 na. What do you think James Dean's best movie is?
Rebel Without a Cause.
You think Rebel? I love that movie, man. There's a great script. I became a director, or I understood what a director was, actually, strangely, from a picture of Nicholas Ray, the great director, speaking with James Dean during the shooting of that. It was a still, probably from Life magazine. And I saw the picture, and Nicholas Ray is down on the ground like this, and he's looking at James Dean like this, and he's going like this. It's a candid photo. And Dean is holding onto the chair, and his head is back, and he's screaming. And I'm like, I want that job. Okay, I have decobbed, and now we shall proceed to the baby gem. Baby, say it, Nikki.
Baby, gem, lettuce.
So we are going to try our hardest to find you guys the sound clip of that, in which case you'll hear it here.
Suffering succotash.
Okay, I'm just cutting off the ends. If you ever go to a restaurant and that's in your salad, or even that's in your salad or that, leave. Nobody's in the back is what that means. So you want to cut off the stem. Okay, I'm going to cut this down the center simply like this. Pow mania. Olive oil these lightly, and I'm going to fry these first to get the browning. I'm just sort of prepping these on the tray, okay? Sort of gently salt these. It's a little better to just do this slightly before so that they have a little time to get nasty, you know. These are the tomatoes. Now, these are washed. You never store tomatoes in the fridge. I hope you guys know that. I'm just going to cut off the parts that are no good, and I'm going to taste this to make sure it's not mealy. Oh, that's good. I'm hoping this will disintegrate in the pan, so I'm not being too fancy about how I'm cutting it. Oh, these are just before you can't use them. So you need about that much. Now, you can make this dish any way you want. As long as it has corn in it, you can call it succotash. You can eat it cold for lunch the next day. It's good. You can keep it in the fridge. And it's a delicious side dish instead of a starch. But you can also put leftover potatoes in succotash if you want, cut up potatoes. I mean, it's really a versatile dish. Just anybody in the room promise me you'll make succotash? One person.
I'll make it.
Okay, good. So heat up your pan.
Hot pan, olive oil.
Correct. We're going to try and do it without extra olive oil. We're just going to use the olive oil that's on the baby gem. Baby gem, 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 baby gem. Let's see. Will it make a noise? That's what we're looking for. Oh, yes. I'm pressing it down. I want it to be charred ever so slightly. Oh, will it char? Oh, I don't know. I'll eat it though. Currently on Below Deck Mediterranean, they have an extremely cute boy who has a Liverpool accent, you know, like the Beatles. They're putting subtitles on him because apparently Americans can't understand him. Let me just see if anything is happening here. Yes. The lettuce is cooking through. I can already feel that it's slightly softer, almost halfway up. I'm just going to take a look at these. Ah, they're already falling apart. Oh my God, it's perfect. It's not really brown, but let's leave it for a few more minutes. Oh, some of them are a little brown. It didn't get quite the brown that you would get if you grilled it like we did in the last episode, which you can refer to and grill it. So we have that. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to dump this other stuff in that pan. So I'm kind of separating this. I'm going to let this maybe just fry for a few more minutes. I'm turning it up kind of high just for a minute. Try to get a brown on it. Gina, I think it's because a lot of liquid came out of that baby gem and they boiled a little bit instead of, what are you going to do? It's not as big a fail as my Palm Anna. What you guys don't know is that I pitched a total fit after that happened. They cut it out of the episode. I acted like a baby. But if you go back and you watch me peeling the baby gem lettuce and throwing the lettuce in, it's because I was realizing what an idiot I was to act like that and how I was wrecking everybody's freaking day and I should just stop being a complete moron. And you had to fail. It's not the end of the world, Randall. You tell everybody else that. You got to listen to it yourself. And also, try to curb bad behavior before you have to apologize for it, which I didn't do on that shoot. I did have to apologize. Don't you think it's almost time for a little drinky poo?
For about 15 minutes.
Reggie's controlling my alcohol consumption. Because I'm doing a solo performance, right now I'm directing it. There's a lot less drinking than, for instance, High Noon, which was a disaster. And Last Man Club, the two plays we just did, third lead only by Dead End. Dead End was a heavy drinking cast. Okay, it's quite salty, so I'm not going to put in a lot of salt. I'm just going to put in our other ingredients. Corn. Some call it maize. How beautiful is this? Little tomatoes for color. I have this on pretty high heat. A little more color. This is essentially the legume, but we're putting 2 legumes in because we're going to put the beans in also. Okay, I'm just going to add a few little beans. I'm gonna be pretty parsimonious about this. Not too many beans, because we already got the piece. Now, what can you do with this? Well, right there, it's gorgeous. You can serve it just like that. I'm gonna take this a little bit off the heat. You can put more red things in it, okay? You can put more green things in it. You can put this on a platter and put a whole roasted fish on top of it, okay? You can take the chicken out of mix-up chicken and place it on a bed of succotash. Or you can throw this in the fridge and serve it with a cold lunch. It's basically very versatile summer side. Succotash. Leonard, don't you think we can say, you can bet your cash on succotash? Ping! Small pleasures, who would deny us these? Gin toddies, large measures, no skimping if you please. I love it, I rough it, life is a game of chance. I'll never tire of it, leading this merry dance. That's a great musical too, everybody forgot about Oliver. I tested this with a thermometer, but I know it's ready just by the feel of it. And what I'm gonna do is before they come to eat it, I'm just gonna flip it in the juice like this and then flip it back so that it's shiny, okay? Oh, it's falling off the bone. And then flip it back. And you can also encourage your guests if it's an informal meal. You can say, hey, flip the piece you choose around in the liquid a little bit. But if it's a more formal dinner, you do this. Or, tilt it and pour juice over it. Spinning the chicken, spinning the chick. Spin the chicken, spinning the chick. Okay, here's our chicken, moistened and beautiful. I'm gonna add these sausages in attractive areas, said the actress to the bishop. You can also serve them on a separate tray if you choose. It's fine. Look at that. Woo, chicken mix-up. If you're not crazy about the liquid in the bottom, which is delicious gravy, you can pick up the chicken and set it on a platter, like a beautiful platter, drizzle the sauce over, surround it with, say, succotash or something, and serve it that way. Informal, this is fantastic. It's lovely. People come in, they twirl their piece around and take it. Trust me, it's a hit. Mix-up chicken. America, my home. Listen, there's hundreds of wines in the world, okay? I'm not saying Josh is the greatest wine. It's certainly not the worst wine. I mean, I think it's fantastic. It's, it's under $20 and it drinks beautifully. I also wanted to tell you that they have a Pinot, meaning they have a Burgundy. This is a Bordeaux style. That's also kind of superb. And then one of you guys who watch the show wrote me that they have a rosé also, which I didn't know. I mean, honestly, for under $20, you're not going to beat this. And incidentally, they have no idea I'm saying this, okay? It's a completely unannounced endorsement. And I would recommend the Pinot just for your drinking wine, or as they say in England, your plonk, meaning plonk, the wine that plonks in the glass that you pour every day. Not something you're decanting and freaking out over, but something that you love and serve to your friends with Chinese food. Josh. So today we made crazy mix-up chicken, or simply chicken mix-up, which is beautiful pieces of chicken cooked over a bed of onions and herbs with lemon, just roasted in the oven. Sausages peppered throughout. Absolutely superb. Tell your guests to use the gravy and enjoy themselves. Then we made succotash, which is a corn-based mélange. It's a lovely rustic bed for fish, for chicken. It's just a lovely side for the end of summer and all the beautiful succulent corn and leftovers that you'd like to throw in. Ah, Leonard, the sky is beginning to bruise and we must make for camp. Today we made crazy mix-up chicken, which I made a whole tray for you, Leonard. That's right. Crazy mix-up chicken, which is a go-to easy dish. Assemble, cook, serve. And we made succotash, inimitably changeable. You can do anything you want with that. You can even put meat in the succotash if you want. But it's basically like a beautiful bed for a million different dishes or a lovely side dish. You can even put potatoes in here if you want. And these are things you can mix and match with your summer meals. Basically, adding or subtracting anything you like from your menus, my menus, somebody else's menus, and make a fantastic end of summer, because the end of summer is the beginning of the best time of year. Holiday time. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching Dinner Party Tonight. Oh my God, you don't know what it means to us. Your comments, questions, queries, everything. We can't thank you enough. And we really enjoyed having Jordan, even though we love Hightow. And Zach. Thank you guys for everything. You watching our show changes our lives. So thank you so much from Dinner Party Tonight on a rainy, late summer afternoon. Be nice. Spinning the chicken, spinning the chick. Spin the chicken, spinning the chick.